Alright, good morning everyone, and welcome to Bob Plays Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts on Legendary difficulty. This is Bobtheorc, episode 2 of the Spanish speedrun campaign, and I woke up a little bit early. And we're going to try and focus on rebuilding our stuff and getting ready to fight the Brits today. Sinking ships before work, because really early in the morning I gotta go to work at some point. So I don't know how long I'm going to play today. I'm expecting an important early morning call, but we'll play until then. So, I'm on Discord, JP, if you want to come hang with me. I've got some breakfast, which is just leftovers from my barbecue yesterday, but you know. And, man, I got a lot to do. I've got to... Britain really needs to be my next target before they get too big and out of control. And they don't like me. They like the French, though, so that's going to be difficult. They're allied with Mexico, which I'd like to take out. Russia doesn't like me very much, which I'm not super worried about that. Although they've got a pretty good-sized fleet, too. And the Austro-Hungarians really don't like me. I'm not worried about them or the Chinese. Which... Chinese, their stuff kind of sucks. I could try to take them out, but I don't have a big navy over in that part of the world. Austro-Hungarians, they're hosed. I don't know if I'm going to even bother with them. I mean, I could. I really don't want to mess with the secondary countries. And I don't want to have to defend this area here. This seems like a big mess. And they don't have a lot of ships, though, is the thing. I mean, I could try to take them out. With their 4 ships. I don't think I gain anything from it. I think Italy's going to eventually dick them over. So I think I really need to focus on Britain. Because even late game, the Austro-Hungarians are not going to be that big of a deal. So, yeah, I think the Brits are what I have to work on. Alright, so we're rebuilding the transports. That's going to take... it's going to take like 20 turns, 15 turns to get all this taken care of. It's going to be kind of a strategic pause. I need a year to finish building the new battleships. Oh, I have some of the Reconquistas, don't I? Ooh. I do not have any crew, however, which is a problem. These guys are in the Caribbean. Now, when I do eventually fight Britain, I need a batch of ships. It's just going to take whatever it's going to take. I'll need a batch of ships over here. Now, if I do get into a fight with Austro-Hungarians, I mean, I could go to war with them to get the extra financial buff. That wouldn't necessarily be bad. So I'm not super worried about that. And I could... all of this stuff... 6 more turns till I get better shells. You know, that could be useful. If we look at our patrol ships, let's just check these guys out real quick and see if there's a lot of upgrading to do on them. There's not really any major difference. Probably just minor upgrades, since it says there's a 1-month refit time and I haven't made any changes yet. So there is some sort of small change that occurred, but I don't know what it is. So I could do it to try and start rebuilding some of these older ships. Because if I refit these, that's still a 1 month refit time. So I'm not really sure what the difference is between what have been upgraded. I know that something's going to be better. Well, these are probably the new ones that we're just now building. I think that for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to keep building these out because I don't think there's a whole lot of change going on. And I need to probably reorganize my ships and get things repaired. And the next fight's going to be when we do eventually nail Great Britain. I think we're going to nail Mexico first, try and take them out, and start working down. So I don't want Great Britain to be able to land invasion me. So we want to nail Mexico first, take out their colonies here. I think that's the plan. So you guys, torpedo boats we're going to leave here. Oh, those guys are repairing. They need another. It's actually not that big of a deal. Let's leave these guys behind. And take 2 turns to get there. We're just going to go real hard and heavy here. Now in Philippine Sea, I don't have anything over here. Oh, that's going to be a problem. That's right, because the Brits are going to have a bunch of stuff over here, so I may need to rethink that. How are we going to do this? A lot of this is really just going to be preparing how are we going to plan for the next fight. Because I am going to need something in Asia to deal with this stuff. And we're going to be really vulnerable to the Brits if I don't have anything. And they don't have a lot of stuff here. But I don't either. Well, there's going to be a big fight here. I'm not going to go offensive so much per se, but I need to have my guys ready because they're going to send a lot of stuff over. How long does it take to build a Reconquista? Doesn't say. 16 months. Do I want to wait 16 months until I get into a fight with the Brits? That might be a little bit of a long wait. I could build some patrol ships and try and hold my own, and that might be... Those are 8 months. And these guys here, that's a lot of tonnage. It is a lot of tons. And part of it is I need to be able to decisively knock out Mexico fast. I don't have anybody up here. I do have 40,000 tons here. So maybe the smart thing to do is I don't think I'm going to need 126,000 tons to take out Mexico. And I've got 40,000 tons here. So I think what we're going to do is these cruisers I'm going to leave in Pearl Harbor. I think that's what we're going to do. I mean, yeah. We're going to leave these guys here. Because I can send them over to the Philippines if I need to. That's going to be the plan. Then you guys, I don't have anybody down here in Gulf of Mexico. Got some people in Caribbean. I would need to have enough to trigger a fight. So I'm going to put some people in Pensacola to repair. What do we have here? We've got... So my main base is Puerto Rico right here, San Juan. So let's get you guys... Let's get you guys all put away. And we're going to go figure out how we're going to play this in a bit. Now I am going to have to... Oh, these guys are busted up. Let's send you guys over there if you can. That should be all the ships moving. And we're going to have some money problems here. We'll have some refit problems here in a bit also. And then what I also need to do is I could refit 1 or 2 light cruiser, or 2 of my patrol ships. Tiny Dog, what are you doing? What are you doing, baby? Why are you like trying to shove your way under my desk and like wiggling while you're like pushing against my leg? That's weird. You're a weird dog. All right, so let's. So a lot of these patrol ships may just be out to sea. Emperador Carlos, that's going to be one of the ones we want to do because he's old. So let's... I want to get this guy also if we can. He's going to be the most important. And how many tons do I have left? 4. I don't have enough tons to do any more. Alright, so let's just go a turn like this. I've got some oil. I think we can go to war with these guys, get some money, or... Alright, so... give us a little bit of money. 80 million, that's not bad. Except I don't think they gave us the money. I don't think they did. We got a bunch of these guys here now. Got those guys in Pearl Harbor. They're not quite as essential. A lot of these guys are still out at sea also. Pearl Harbor, Seattle. Yeah, we'll do like the Trinidad. And we can do another one. Santa Maria. Let's do that. Not quite enough to do another. Unless we have a small one. I'll try this one. That might be too much. That's too much. Alright, that's too bad. You're supposed to be small. We're gonna do that. Alright, so the best we got. We need to 20% crew training is not really great, but there's not a whole lot I could do. We don't have a lot of unrest. I'm not ready to fight the Brits yet. So we'll just sort of escalate a little bit. Don't want to sell you my stuff. Alright, why is my monthly balance so bad? That's because of all the repairs going on, because suddenly everybody showed up and needs to be repaired. That's why. So 300,000 tons. Alright, so let's... We're going to suspend all that. We're going to have to just suspend a lot of the repairs. Holy crap. Because otherwise we're going to get bankrupted. So let's... suspend a lot of the guys that are going to take a while to fix. Because we are going to have a lot... of repairing to do. How much more do we have to deal with? Oh, holy crap. Let's go build more shipyard while we're at it. We still need to suspend 100,000 tons of ships. Um, wow. So these guys are... Yeah, my guys are really messed up. Four, five, six, seven, eight. I'd do like one or maybe two more. Wow. This is harsh. Can I suspend that? Alright, there we go. That's pretty harsh. Let's take you back down to 20. Ouch. Yeah, our economy is hurting. I really don't want to have to mothball these guys since I know that we're going to get into another fight with the Brits soon. Austrians don't like us. I could start trying to piss off the Brits more.
Good morning, Bob.
Hey JP, how are you doing?
I'm awake.
Well, that's good.
Not doing too bad.
I'm also awake. I passed out right after the Battletech game last night. I was just so tired. You know what? I'm going to hold off pissing the Brits for a couple turns until I start getting my fleet a little bit more ready. Yeah, we don't want to piss off the Russians. There's no reason to piss off the Russians. We need to go repair another 73,000 tons of ships. Let's go resume you. Did I go over? Of course I went over. We need to suspend one of the battleships. Okay. We're not appeasing the Austro-Hungarians. Screw you guys. Let's see here. The fleet is ready for combat operations. Yeah, let's get more naval budget, because we definitely need, or we can get more money. The 1% naval budget is probably the better way to go. All right. How much tonnage do we have? I can do one more. that. Perfect. It's going to take a little while to get everything back up and running again. Taking out America early on was really great, but it was really expensive. I think I need to resume these guys first. Alright. So these guys are all repairing. And 68, about 69. So I don't think I can. There we go. I can squeeze that in. All right. And now the other possibilities, I just say, damn the crew training. I mothball all of these extra ships. And that might be because a lot of these guys are cadets. Did I lose a lot of my training anyway? Seasoned.
Coming.
You know what I could do is I could mothball any of my non-veteran ships.
There. Over here.
Maybe that's what I do is like mothball all the cadets because I don't really because they don't need the training because they're already fucked. Hi, tiny dog.
We're not going to train you because you're already bound.
Yeah, you're already stuck. I'm going to go save this empty slot as a backup. Let's think about this for a minute. If I want to... it'll be a little while before I can go fight the Brits anyway. It'll be a pain to put all these back together. But these guys are all cadets already, so they don't really... They'll have to get into a proper fight. So we'll mothball you guys. Yeah, I think I'm just going to mothball a bunch of ships. Now, some of these guys are pretty... A lot of these guys are pretty badass. Actually, these guys have all seen some fighting. Oops, don't want to do that. There we go. But all the guys who are not good at their job, there's no reason to keep them out until we need them, and that'll save on my maintenance expenses. But anybody who is skilled, the skilled people, we want to keep going. This Reconquista, as much as that's a badass ship. Well, the Reconquista I may want to send over to oh. Alright, so these guys, we're gonna mothball all of these. Let's see how that affects my finance. That gives me some money. Not a lot of money. But it lets me up the crew training and the technology by a little bit. $193 million. Oh, there we go. They paid us again. That's good. Well, we're not giving China any money, that's for sure. Alright, so that's building up a bit. Eight months on the engines, so this is actually helping a bit. He's seasoned. And if I mothball a ship that's not being... I can't mothball a ship that's being repaired. Montanez and San Domingo. Oh, I'm never going to remember this. Where's something I can write with? Okay, so we need the Montanez. Because this guy's a cadet. No, he's not. He's seasoned. Never mind. Which of the, Oh, it's this. The Reconquistas need to be mothballed. I'm just gonna... So it's the ALMIRANTE. And then San Juan You know, I'm never gonna remember all this shit. We'll just mothball the Reconquistas as we build them, and we'll deal with all the rest of it later. We've got. I can start working on one more Reconquista. If that's too much, apparently.
If you're gonna mothball them as you complete them anyway, turn off the add crew.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Good point.
And that way, when you turn it back on, at least those ones will automatically load crew.
How big are these ships? I want to resume you. There we go. That works. Good call. I do not want to be allies with Germany. So these guys are resumed, so nothing else should be suspended. Okay. And then we're going to have the better engines in 7 months. So there's no point really in even refitting ships until I get the better engines going, because I'll just have to redo it all eventually anyway. I'd really like to get. I don't have enough tech budget to really do that much. So. Don't want to be allied with France. I mean, I guess I could. I haven't given myself a restriction not to ally. Actually, you know what I ought to do while I'm waiting, since I have extra refit capabilities. 60, 74,000. How many tons is a Reconquista? They're too big. I could build more patrol ships. I'll have this guy ready in 1 month, and then I can build the next Reconquista, I think. Because I want to get these guys built if I can. And I need to probably put one of these in the Philippines just to have a... Okay, so China wants a war. I don't know what I think about that. I think I could go to war with China and try and get a... just sink a bunch of their ships and try and get a resolution. And I'm not giving them money, so... Alright, I guess we're going to war with China. Alright, well this changes things a little bit. Alright, so let's think about this. I'm going to build a Reconquista. And I'm going to put you in the Philippines. Actually, I'm not going to assign it yet. A lot of these guys are mothballed in Pearl Harbor. I could take Formosa, but that's an east. I really don't want to deal with China yet. China's relatively... They're not that weak, actually. And it's not worth sending a lot of ships over. I mean, they may try some bullshit. Is China allied with anybody? They are allied with Chile. That's interesting.
You could always take that away from them.
Allied with Arabia and Belgium. You know what would be interesting? I could take Belgium. All right, we're gonna unmothball the ships. How many more? 4 more months till we get the better engines. Damn it. I really want to get the better engines. I could take Belgium, and then I have the perfect launching ground against England. Alright, let's, we're gonna auto-add crew. I do have quite a bit of mothballed ships. Wow. All right, let's get these Reconquistas up and running. We're gonna get the battleships up and going first. Especially the ones in San Diego, because I've got to deal with those. So I think we're going to focus on just grabbing some of this territory. It doesn't really... help me beat the game faster, but Western America. Let's get these guys up and going. How many dudes do I have left? I got enough. Let's see here. Let's get these 1893s up and going first. Alright, so that's all I got. Go jack up the technology a little bit more. Okay. So anybody in Pearl Harbor who is able to move, which is basically just the torpedo boats, I guess you guys need to head over to China. We're going to go reposition you out here to well, this is going to be a little bit troublesome. So China's allied with Chile down here, which they have Argentina and I don't know if I really want Argentina. It's more area to... So I don't want to have to defend Eastern South America. I probably should move these cruisers over to China now that I think about it. I'm going to need something there to fight with. And that's probably more important than grabbing Argentina at the moment. How long does it take me to get there? 7 turns? Holy crap. That's going to be problematic. That's going to be very problematic. These guys are going to be commissioned in 2 turns. No, I gotta send these guys over. I'm gonna send them over here to Saipan to at least refuel. That's gonna be what we have to do. And then I've got ships here. Let's put together a task force to go down to take care of Argentina. Let's go send you guys... Send 10 battleships. It's 100,000 tons. That should be more than enough to deal with that. Alright, that should be okay. And then I could send another batch of battleships around to this side. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll take 9 turns to get there. It may be faster just to recommission the, we'll see. We'll see where things go. These guys, send you guys over there to China. Two more months till I get the better engines. I could probably defeat China with whatever technology I currently have, would be my guess. This would be one more turn to commission. All right, so let's see how we can do this. We got these guys ready. We could send them down here. It would take them 5 turns to get there. Otherwise, it'll take these guys 8. You know what? It's more important that we just get the ships over to China to kick their ass, I think. Easter Island. Where's Easter Island? Oh my goodness, we have Easter Island, don't we? They have a single battleship there. That's unexpected. Is Easter Island South Pacific? It is South Pacific. It's totally out of the way. I guess we'll invade.
It's right there by April Fool's Island.
Yeah, I guess we'll invade Easter Island. Fuck it. I need 1,000 tons. The problem is I do need ships to go out to China and start grabbing them. They've got 2 battleships down here. It's 4 turns to get there. And the Chinese fleet really hasn't even mobilized yet. They've got a battleship down here. Um, it's gonna take so long for those battleships to get over to Davo. I don't think these cruisers can hold their own against a battleship, though. These guys are alt cadets, aren't they? I'm gonna send 3 of you guys down here. And the rest of you guys are heading over to Davo. And I guess we're just gonna start omnoming China. I don't even really need to hit China that much. Well, really it's going to be a defensive war against China, because the priority's still just upgrading my ships and getting ready for England, because China's not really that big of a deal.
It's one of those, oh yeah, and then this happened wars.
Yeah. As we got... Yeah, because we got some conquesting going on here. How many tons do I need? I need 6,000 tons. Do you guys have ships here? We don't know. I only need 6,000 tons to take it, so I'm gonna send one of you guys over here to deal with that. And now the Brits fucking like me, because I guess the Brits hate China. Of course they like China. I don't know what's going on with the Brits. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Alright, so these guys are going to be ready pretty soon. Guess I'm just going to roll with it. I can keep pushing the engines, which I need to long term. Small guns, I need to get up to... I really want to get the Mark II 6-inch guns for my... cruisers. And I don't think I'm going to get another engine tech for a while. So I can cut that down. Although getting the geared turbines quickly is going to be important. Alternatively, I could just not worry about rangefinders, which is sort of blasphemy, because I really need... Getting to radar first is so huge. I think the priority is the small guns, the rangefinders, getting induced boilers, and then we can focus on engines. Did Russia already go Soviet already?
I didn't notice.
I don't know. Let me go check. They did. They fucking went Soviet in 1897. Wow. Oh, these guys are really going after Peru, aren't they? It says I've got 4 cruisers in Western South America. Where the hell are they? You guys, get your ass over here. Two turns, 4 turns. Okay, so that'll take care of that quicker. At least the transports are coming along all right. And China's not really doing anything to me over... I'm surprised they're not... They've got that fleet there. Maybe China's got bigger problems. I'm surprised they're not being super aggressive. Oh, now they're starting to be aggressive. Are they going to give me money? Yeah, they gave me money. That's good. Well, it says they gave me money, but then it doesn't look like they actually gave me any money. How's your fuel status? Is fine. So these guys are going to both be... These guys are going to both be Davao, Philippines. There we go. And these guys, there's not really any point in going around to over here because that's that battleship, 8,000-ton battleship. I've got 2 battleships, so I should be able to beat them, I hope. You know what? I kind of want to just go in here and smush this thing. 48%. This is a problem. Well, we'll see how the one ship does. So I really need these other ships. I can't have them go too far because I'm going to need them to deal with all the British stuff. All right, let's do this. These guys are kind of older, but all right, let's do our best. Fucking really? It's a storm? Really? Are you fucking kidding me? Why would I launch a naval strike in a storm? That's stupid. That's so stupid. You're not launching a naval strike in a fucking storm. Are you mental? No. Get the fuck out of there. That's dumb. That's dumb. You can't see shit. Why would you launch a naval strike in a storm? You're gonna sail your stupid ass into the coast and ground yourself. That's just dumb. Get out of there. You guys run away and get out of there. Oh, man. I'll be right back while these losers run away. This is dumb. I'm gonna go put my bowl away. Yeah, I'm gonna make another cup of tea also while we're running away. Alright. There we go. Alright, whoever decide to attack during a storm, that person needs to be fired. That's dumb. You know what would be great for this game? I don't know if they could do it in a mod or not, but when you're choosing whether to get into the fight, if they were to tell you what the weather is before you choose to get into the fight, that would be fucking amazing.
Did you even have an option to avoid that fight?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. You would think that a port strike would be purely optional anyway.
You would think.
Um, you know what I could do?
I know Brother Monroe tried to make it where storms couldn't happen. And so he set the occurrence of storms to 0,
Uh-huh.
and it broke the game.
Well, I don't mind the storms
So
happening. I just want to be able to choose if I'm gonna...
he had this. He went and set it for like 1% in GIF that
Mhm.
storms occur, and they still seem to happen all the time. It's
Yeah.
like he set it to 1%, and you still see 10% of them happening.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I wonder something. Do... If I were to upgrade the ship... Well, that's still only a 1%... Still only a 1% build time. Do I have any other technologies that are coming soon? The hull strengthening in 11 months. The better guns, but that's going to take a while before I get all the way up to the better guns that I want. None of that stuff's really all that important. Advanced towers, none of that's really going to... None of this stuff's really going to help. So... Do I keep building more patrol ships, or do I start refitting?
Probably time to start refitting.
Let's see what the efficiency difference is. 44.9. A little bit more efficient. 19 knots. There really aren't any major improvements I can do yet, can I? When do I get the better... I thought I had the better shells already. Gun cotton, white powder, coincidence 1. I could crank up the armor. That right there is already a pretty big... That right there is already a pretty big improvement. Can't do that. That's going to be too much. And that's going to be too much. So... That right there is already a pretty reasonable improvement. Alright, so we're just going to do... We'll do this. Oh, it doesn't tell me what era the ship is. Alright, so I've got... I can only do 4,000 tons. I may not have the tonnage to do it. Let's see here. Where's the smallest one? I would do one of these, because these are obviously old. There we go. We're getting that up and going. So that's 100%. And these little motherfuckers are really trying to go after Peru. I think they might get them. I'll be right back. Let me grab my tea. The art of not spilling tea on myself. Oh, these guys are almost done. That'll be really nice. Yeah, this is going to be problematic. I'll just have to... What can I can do Hong Kong and southern China. Oh, so I do have guys there already now. Let's go check this out. Got 41,000 tons. Hong Kong only needs 18,000 tons. I have a 3% army logistics versus my 15. So we could go for Hong Kong. Fuck it, let's do it. Alright, China. How's my fuel? My fuel is surprisingly good. I could take him out. We'll leave 3 of them take care of the torpedo boat. There we go. How are you guys doing? You cruisers are actually doing great. So let's just keep on going. Oh wait, I should have these torpedo boats. Alright, let's start causing trouble. Alright, there we go. So we got that. You're one more turn away. You guys are almost there. These guys... Man, I don't know if I need to send these guys over there. I've got enough tonnage that if I have to go and... I better just in case. How many turns are there? Still 4 turns away. Yeah, because we're not getting into a fight with Britain anytime soon. Because Britain likes me, so I guess we're going after China instead. Alright. Okay, so... Let's go for this. What are you armed with? You're armed with 3... Wow! 3 dual 11-inch guns? This might be a problem. Be slow. Alright, let's go see what he's got. This might be a little bit of a trouble. And I'm worried that my guys are cadets. Alright, let's see what this guy's... Alright, so... He's hiding from me. He's only visible for a moment. There he is. Alright, let's... So you've got green crew. Alright, this isn't so bad. This is that weird Chinese design that kind of sucks. Many bulkheads. He's got actually pretty good armor. His aft belt is... We're going to try and hit him from the back, I guess. I mean, he can only ever get 2 sets of guns on me at any given time, and his back weaponry is not going to be as strong as his front, I don't think. Kind of... brown powder and gun cotton. Actually, we can just angle in and start, they've got a lot of these. my front armor's better than his. 4% to hit. I've got better accuracy also. So this isn't so bad. I got a secondary gun, looks like. I am really worried about getting hit by one of those 11-inch guns, though. No, don't turn. Please don't turn. 2.4%.
What's the worst that could happen?
Could drop one right down through my deck. Let's see here. Does he have torpedoes? He does not. I'd really prefer to cut in behind him, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So we're gonna He's starting to get better to hits now. This is gonna end up just being a brawl. I should be able to punch his armor. He's getting some damage and stability. But I'm just really nervous about his big guns. Oh, I took out his back gun, it looks like. Alright, so now he's in some trouble. I would really prefer you use armor piercing on your main guns, please. There we go, got his funnel. So he's dropping in his accuracy a lot. His main tower's down. That's gotta be hurting his accuracy. I guess we're gonna start turning in. Alright, he's down to one main gun, but it's the gun that can point at me, which I don't like. Let's go armor piercing and try and see if we can pop something on you. No, that didn't hit. But he's burning up pretty good. There we go. That's a big hit. Really want to take out that last gun, but he's getting burnt down, so I think this will be alright. There we go. He's not doing a very good job hitting me, which is really fortunate. Lost 2 dudes on my lead ship. I guess it's not so bad. I've been really lucky so far. Man, my secondary gun, those 2-inch guns are doing the Lord's work. Look at that. They've been 600 hits.
Wow.
Compared to the 14 of the 9-inch guns, they've done triple the damage of the 9-inch guns. I'm convinced that early on the 2.9s are just the best guns ever. Alright. I lost 3
They are
crew.
serving me just fine in a 1920 start campaign that's up into the 1950s.
Yeah. Alright, so here... I'm not sure about these guys. So these are my 1894s. These guys have 2 7.5-inch guns. They're 14 knots. These aren't fast ships. I think I can, and few bulkhead. I think I can take them. All right, we're gonna fight these guys. What time is it? 7 o'clock. I got maybe an hour or two. I'm not sure when the phone's gonna start ringing. I'm expecting a really important call. Alright, so nighttime-ish. Morning time, that's not bad. Alright. I think I want you guys to be tight. I'm not happy that these are only Mark 1 6-inch guns. Okay, let's start. So these are light cruisers. These are actually pretty big light cruisers. These are semi-armored cruisers. That might be a little problematic. You've got pretty good armor for a light cruiser, maximum bulkheads, and 20 knots. So these guys are actually going to be troublesome. Now this heavy cruiser, these are old ironclads that are bad. These are baddie McBattersons with few bulkheads, cadets. Now what I could do is we're going to try and take out the heavy cruisers first. Alright, so what I want is I want the light guns. Let's see. I'll have the secondary guns fire on you. And those light cruisers responded really quick to what I was doing. It's actually kind of impressive. I don't really like the positioning on this. But the other heavy cruisers are kind of out of the way. No, keep on this guy. Keep your secondary guns on that guy, dipshits. Would you continue shooting him with your damn secondary guns? You morons. I don't care what you do with the main guns, just keep firing at him with the secondaries. I like the main guns firing at him. You know, it's just... Ouch. This is turning into a bigger fight than I really want. At least those the heavy cruisers are going down fast. Once I get out of the way of the light cruisers. There, go ahead and finish him off, please. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this guy got hit hard. Damn it. Alright, you're gonna leave. You took a bad hit. I don't want you to get hurt. He took a bad hit. Yeah, these 2.9s are doing really good. 6-inch guns have been doing alright also, actually. You're out of... Yeah, we're just going to keep you kind of at a distance. Kind of want to use the armor piercing on him. Let's go fire secondaries at you, primaries at you, and armor piercing him. That was just a really unlucky hit that he took, I think. This guy's doing all right. His those casemate guns are doing pretty good, actually. Oh, yeah, no, his casemate guns are doing fine.
I'm getting to the point where I only really like the casemates in two calibers, and that's 2.9, 5.5.
Now, why the
I don't like big.
why the 5.5? Just because you can do the barbettes then, or?
No, I don't know. I just the 5.5 is really just arbitrary.
Oh, okay.
I like the fives, but I want a little bit more punch to them, so I give them another half inch.
Right.
Um, but anywhere along the lines of a 5 to a 5.9. Of course, the 2.9s are the best.
Yeah, but you can't always put them in some of the mountings.
Exactly. That's why you almost always end up with a mixed battery on the barbette guns.
I usually try to keep the barbette guns as small as possible just to get rapid firing.
Rapid firing, less weight.
Alright, so we're gonna... Alright, so you're kind of hurt, but you're not out of the fight, but you're... Alright. So you got these 3 cruisers. I can't discount these guys because these do have big guns. They're just kind of fat and stupid.
Hey, how do you know my cousin?
What kind of armor do these have? These have pretty good armor. These guys do have some punch to them. But those few bulkheads are really punishing them. And this little patrol ship's still doing the Lord's work with his casemate guns. This is working out okay. Alright, we got another one. He doesn't have great hits on me. Alright, there we go, we got him. A little bit of a rougher fight than I would have liked, but we still did pretty good. We didn't lose a lot of crew. One of my goals, I want to try and beat the 200 to 1 kill ratio for crew.
Well, your last kill ratio was absolutely insane.
Yeah, it would have been more than 200 to 1 if I hadn't done the battles for Tirpitz, I think. Because those were really wasteful battles. I lost probably quarter of my losses took place during those fights. All right, let's go sink some Chinese ships. I wasn't really planning on hitting China first. I really want to take out Britain first. But that's a fucking storm. Fucking
China insisted.
China insisted. I don't know if I want to fight during the storm or not. It's only one torpedo boat. They could do a lot of damage. At least I thought I heard some thunder in the game, so I'm a little anxious about it. Yeah, it's a fucking storm. Motherfucker. But I've got enough odds. Oh, and I'm already starting point blank range, so there's not much I can do. They started me in point blank range. These transports are not armed. Alright, we're just gonna... This would be the torpedo boat somewhere around here, I think. Alright, everybody shoot the torpedo boat with everything. Got a couple of lucky hits. What's the range on your torpedoes? Your Rangers. It's very... Can't even see the range because it's so garbage weather out. Yeah, just keep firing at the torpedo boat. Maximum bulkheads. There we go. Let's go sink the rest of these ships. So this wasn't so bad, actually. It's not, I guess it's not, it's just rainy. It's not an actual storm. So we're still at minus 70, almost minus 80% to hit, but at least we're not like at minus 100% to hit. I'm surprised it started me in such a tight fight. But, alright, whatever. Can't see anything. suck to be the Chinese. I really am going to have to fight a two-front war. I was hoping to get an early knockout
Oh
blow
yeah, you'll
off.
do that. You'll do have to do that several times.
Yeah, I was hoping to get an early knockout blow against the British Empire, like I did with the U.S., but with me having to commit all these ships to China, I don't know if I'm going to have enough ships.
If you can take out Japan while you're already over there, that would be, killing two nations with one war.
Well, we'll see. I mean, taking out the British Empire is going to be the big, long... That's just going to take forever. Britain and France just going to take a long time. But the Brits suddenly like me. There we go. I got it. Alright, so let's see what we got going on. So over here, that's going to be a big damn problem. So that's 100%. We're going to get that. I'm going to end up having to re-invade Peru. So it looks like I got these Reconquistas built. I don't have enough crew. 755. I need more of these Reconquistas, because they're going to be really good ships for a while. Or I could start refitting a bunch of cruisers. I'm going to end up needing a bunch of these Reconquistas, I think. And they're going to take a long time build, and I can always refit the other guys later, so... Unless I've got, like, newer, better ships that I can build. Battleships, I don't really have anything fancy, so we're going to just do the Reconquistas, because they're just good. Okay.
I have found a lot of reasons to enjoy uh, a 1920 start.
Oh,
Number one, you get to use ships in meaningful battles that you rarely get to build when you do a 1890 start,
right.
because by the time you get to them, you've already whipped everybody, or you're so far ahead in tech that
You don't get
there's
practical fights.
yeah, no practical fights. Number two, a lot less time spent refitting. I only had to refit twice uh, in this campaign,
Right.
and the fights were there's the one thing you won't like about it is obviously there's a lot more playing dodge the torpedo.
Yeah, I don't like dodge the torpedo at all.
Yeah, you don't like that, but there's aside from more of that, um, the fights are really interesting because you're starting to see the distance open. Um, if you get tech torque tech advantage, you can be unloading on them before they can even shoot you with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a couple of fights here where I'm shooting torpedoes before they can open that up on me with main guns because they've got 17,500 range main guns, and I've got a 24-kilometer torpedo.
Yeah, we're gonna take these
So
guys.
plus your battleships, get to use them a lot more. The ones that we like, the 40 to 70,000 tonners,
Yeah.
you get to use them a lot more. So you get some crazy 6 and 7 turret centerline battleships with uh, I don't know 21 guns if you like, but they look good. Some of them look just absolutely chef's kiss. I don't know how it would stand up to your opening strategy of the build many hulls,
I'm not
but
sure.
you do get a lot more money to work with.
So Belgium. I don't really care about Arabia. That's not a part of the world that I'm even remotely concerned with.
That is so funny seeing Spanish America this early.
Yeah. It worked out well.
Spanish American War certainly had a different outcome in this timeline.
Yeah. But the Spanish fleet wasn't all like parked out there starting the game in Cuba getting ready to fuck the Americans. I mean, I blitzed the Americans. I don't think the Spanish wanted to have a war with America.
They didn't, but they couldn't bring themselves to back down.
No.
Pride got them.
Now, this I definitely do not want to fight. That is not the fight that I'm wanting to do. Wow, that's a lot of... Oh, goodness. This is going to be bad.
Oh,
Yeah. I hope we don't start close, otherwise I'm going to be really mad.
and that's another thing about starting in the 1920s. You can really get some nice speeds on the ships without having to struggle.
Yeah, but the other ships can have really nice speeds, too.
Well, there is that. Yeah, that's true.
Alright, let's GTFO. Now, if the torpedo boats want to come play with me, I'm not going to worry about that. I will wreck some torpedo boats, but I don't want to be. I don't want to be screwing around with that fleet. And I don't think the Chinese torpedo boats are going to try and jump me.
This is three of your Reconquistas, right?
No, this is my patrol ships. These are cruisers.
These are the patrols. Okay.
And they're not bad ships. I mean, don't get me wrong. These are great ships for what they are. They're cheap. They've got a lot of firepower. They've got 4 dual 6-inch guns. Or 5, rather. No, they got 4 dual 6-inch guns and a bunch of secondaries. I mean, these guys are solid.
Now, there is nothing wrong with a 6-inch gun. It can punch a heavy cruiser's armor.
Yeah, I just don't like the Mark 1 6-inch guns.
No, nobody does.
But if I get these up to Mark 2 6-inch guns, they would be great. It's just it takes a while to get the tech there.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's speed up our escape.
Yeah, you're pulling away. Cool.
Yeah. No, as long as I was kind of hoping the torpedo boats would go after me so I could kill a bunch of torpedo boats. But
they decided to stay in too close to the cruisers, battleships.
Yeah. And you're going to withdraw. Fuckers got Peru. Let's reconquer Peru. I only need 1,000 tons. Send the assault ship up there. That'll be enough to get that. These guys can probably go back now. That was a really good turn, actually. I probably ought to put all these guys in Davao just to have a strong fleet out there. Although I'm worried because I'm going to need something for the British homeland as well. But I am going to have to build up an Asian presence, which I'm not happy about.
Well, if you backburnered the British invasion, took the fleet over to the Asiatic, built new ships in Spain, and used the current fleet to conquer China and Japan, then you could even nip off Russia's East Pacific side.
Yeah.
And you'd have a fleet there for the British when you were ready with the new ships in Spain.
That's probably what I'll end up having to do. Although I don't want to pick a fight with Russia right now. Although Russia
Are they too big?
No, they're just inconvenient. Because I can usually smack down Russia. I want to pick off the guys that develop quickly. I really want to take out, Britain, France, and Germany early on before they get too
Oh yeah.
powerful.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to try and take Belgium. And then once I take Belgium, then I'll have a base in the North Sea. And I'm just going to heavily fortify Belgium.
Yeah, you'll just have to, send over enough to take a few territories from China until they decide, hey, you know what? This is not a great idea.
Well, I can keep a permanent war going with China as long as I'm not losing transports, just to get the extra money for my tech.
How long are your refits of the battleships,
Uh,
the ones coming out of reserve?
oh, those are just take a couple months to commission,
Okay.
so they're not that bad. I'm gonna do this all in one. Battle line. The big thing is I just need enough speed to run my battleships away from British battleships. If I don't have a big numerical advantage. So that's Chinese light cruisers. Hello, torpedo boat. Please get him with the secondaries.
What are they? Maybe 1.5 kilometer range torps.
No,
They'll never get in range.
they're just the .9s. No, the thing is, I want to get this guy before he becomes annoying. Because the torpedo boats, I don't want them, nailing my transports. But I got an engine hit on him, so he's still faster than me.
That's the Jane school of fighting.
The what?
The Jane school of fighting from Serenity.
What, taking out the...
Kill a man. I'll kill a man in a fair fight, or if I think he's going to start one.
Yeah.
If you want to kill him before he becomes a problem.
Yeah. Well, because the lone torpedo boat is such a pain in the ass to hunt down that if I have the option to take one out when they're dumb enough to engage me.
Oh, wow, you made short work of that light cruiser.
And well, the torpedo boat, the light cruiser ran off.
Oh, okay.
He's this way. I don't know if he's gonna fight me or not. He's kind of quick. Nope, there he is. This is a semi-armored cruiser. So actually, this is a semi-armored cruiser too. This is actually a really nice one. It's 20 knots. I mean, if he doesn't want to fight me, I'm not going to be able to catch him. He's got solid armor everywhere. This is a nice cruiser. but maybe he's gonna get a little salty with me, and let's go tighten this up if we can. Ouch. And I need to fight this guy broadside to broadside because his front and back armor are just as good as his broadside armor. I out-armor him, though. I mean, these patrol boats are really nice little cruisers. I may just keep building them for a while.
When you stick a 6-inch gun on a heavy cruiser hull, that leaves you a lot of weight left over for the other nice things.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I've got four twin 6-inch guns instead of 2 twin 8-inch guns.
Uh-huh.
And since the primary job of these ships are basically Coast Guard, you know, take out torpedo boats and light cruisers.
In other words, fights just like this.
Yeah, they're made specifically for this. I generally don't build ships to take out other big ships, because I could always kill a big ship 10-to-1 odds in my favor. But it's those fair fights against small ships I want to be able to take. I want to be able to win. I may eventually upgrade these guns to 6.9s, but probably not. I mean, just having the bare minimum gun is fine for...
Taking the triples might even be better than a 6.9.
Yeah, so the triples are going to be a while away.
Oh, yeah.
I guess the Ottomans are... I guess the nice thing is right now the Ottomans are my ally. Oh, I got Hong Kong. That's good. Yeah, so for some reason I lucked into the Ottomans being my allies, and which I'm not going to complain about, because the Ottomans are like the biggest asshole of the secondary nations. They are super aggro. And I'm just going to let the Ottomans fuck with everybody.
Sell them lots of ships and watch them torment everybody else.
I don't have the shipyard to sell them lots of ships, but... I'm just going to keep refitting like one little cruiser at a time. So I got Easter Island. I'm going to grab all this stuff. So that's going nicely. That's going nicely. I could always send my assault ships over to China, build the new battleships here. Although I think I'm going to need the time. I mean, at some point soon, I think I am going to piss off the UK. Well, I mean, they still like me. I really don't want to fight the Soviets. Although I guess if I have to, I could lock down the Pacific. What's the Soviet army logistic? I really don't want to. 41%. I really don't want to. I may have to. I may just have to take out. I mean, Japan likes me because I'm fucking up China.
So get this first war, you know, while you're building up fleet or refitting the fleet for Britain, um, go ahead and nom on China and Pacific Russia.
Yeah,
That'll keep China, or that'll keep Japan happy.
yeah, that will. And I don't have to conquer all of Russia. I can let them make peace with me.
Exactly. And maybe they'll even give you a few battleships and
And
light
China,
cruisers.
and China, I can knock out pretty well, maybe pretty quick. Yeah, we're gonna. All right, so all of these.
You already got one of the big boys, and it's not even 1900 yet.
Yeah,
So how if you can get the ships there quickly, or if they're already on the way, whatever, and get China done before 1900, that's a nice start.
yeah, we're gonna send. All right, I'm just gonna send. Man, I really need these battleships for taking out.
Oh, and I wouldn't worry about the Panama Canal. Your economy is going to be fine. Uh,
These guys are so low
to
on
get it.
fuel. Um, man, refueling these guys are gonna be such a bitch.
The ones in the Pacific.
Yeah, these guys. Alright, here's how we're gonna do this. It doesn't tell me how much fuel they have when I'm...
Right there
Alright,
is the only
so...
place to go.
Yeah, so Reina and Ruby... send over to Easter Island to refuel. Actually, I could send them over to this naval invasion. But I think I've got... When he gets there, I'll have more than enough tonnage. And then Furman and Vekanor. Alright, so these guys all have fuel. So you guys we're going to send over to Davo. Is there anybody that I don't want to fight right now? I really don't care about any of these guys. Alright. So these guys should be...
France, maybe.
These guys, 1897s. Alright, so let me save the game and relaunch it so that I can get the tonnages right on those refitted ships. I mean, I could make an alliance with somebody, but I find that alliances usually just get me into trouble. It just gets me into other people's fights. So this should fix the tonnages. Because I want to try and get enough tonnage over at Belgium to nail that. Okay. I don't think I can take out China before 19. I might be able to. That would be an awesome start if I could.
Well, count how many provinces that you need to capture. You've got 26 months. So
Yeah,
if they have less than 13, if they have less than 13 provinces, it's it's possible. In Port province,
I got Chile.
which you're already invading.
Right. So let's see here.
Pengu, Formosa, Weiwei, and three mainland Chinas. That's six.
It's not that much. Can I invade? See, that's North Sea. I can probably nail either Formosa or Pengu.
Yeah, you can get all three of those invasions going at once.
Oh,
Southern
Southern
China,
China's only 62,000 tons. How many
yeah,
tons do
and
I?
you can have all three of those going at once
I don't know if I have enough. I might have enough tonnage actually.
because these circles all overlap.
All right, so let's. All right, let's try Southern China. The problem is I don't want Belgium to piss off their alliance with China until after I can start the invasion. But it's still going to be a couple turns. Alright, so. And these guys are all busy. I don't know where the fuck they're going. I'm not even going to worry about them. We're just going to go right into here.
How many invasion ships do you have over there?
Not enough, but I've got a bunch of cruisers. Which will... Oh, here we go. We got these guys. I'll make it work. See, that's East Asia. And this is East Asia, so I need... up there. Alright. I need to go and refit another one of these. Alright, China's having some problems. France and Japan are having problems. Ungoverned territory. Uh, sure. Where is this uncovered? Oh, Peru, okay. I thought I was doing a naval invasion. Oh, son
You
of
are
a...
the country.
God damn it! What the fuck happened to Argentina? I was invading Argentina! What the fuck?
They collapsed, and that stopped your invasion. Just leave the fleet there; it'll start right back up.
Motherfucker, you fucking pansies.
That'll be
That's
the next month.
super
Ungoverned
that's
territory.
super annoying. Who's Colombia allied with? Germany, okay. I probably shouldn't send all of these cruisers over. I need to leave something here in the Pacific to deal with any of these guys. And they need to repair, and if I send them into repair, I'm gonna have to suspend one of my ships. I could send you guys up to Western USA and just back to San Diego. But they don't have anything in this area. I could send them in Easter Island. I could leave them here and... Yeah, I guess I've got enough tonnage down there. Yeah, we'll go over here to Easter Island. We'll make that a little base. That's super annoying. Let's go and refit another one of these. Oop.
You guys can do target practice on the big Easter Island heads.
Yeah, well, don't want to do that because that stuff's actually kind of cool, but... Alright, so that's 100% right there, so that's good. Alright. Man, that's super annoying. I mean, just because they collapse doesn't mean I want to stop the invasion.
Yeah, that's something the game should have not done. It shouldn't stop your invasion, but it does.
I don't want to ally with France. Then they want money. Fuck that. I'm not giving you any money. Yeah, we're gonna fight you to the end. We're taking your stuff. Wow! Wow! He took so much damage. Son of a bitch. That was awful. Oh my goodness, that was awful. You should not have taken so much damage from just a single torpedo boat. Oh my god, that captain needs to be thrown overboard. Man, that was awful.
Oh, another nice thing about a 1920 start is you don't have to mess around with torpedo boats at all.
I'd rather deal with torpedo boats than destroyers. Alright, which way are you going? You are going this way. Alright, let's go get him. Mr. I have few bulkheads. Yeah. These back turrets have great angles on them, too. A lot of smoke, though. Just get all the guns firing. Yeah, this flotilla of cruisers is... I mean, this is pretty solid. I'm not sure how well these cruisers are going to do later on in the game, because they're only 4,000-ton cruisers.
How many tons?
They're 4,000 tons.
Yeah, they won't last, definitely.
But I think they're always going to be able to serve the role as patrol ships. I mean, because already light cruisers are getting bigger than these things. They're always going to be good at killing torpedo boats and destroyers.
A little bit early for you guys to be playing.
Hey, Vorgath. Good morning.
Johnston.
Morning.
I'm just doing a little bit of sinking some ships before work.
Yeah, I noticed. Your live stream was up.
Yeah. I haven't actually played Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts in like a week because we've been doing Mech Warrior 5 in the evenings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some people are starting to get probably annoyed. Plus, I've been really wanting to do this this campaign. Yeah, one of the things I found is that quantity of ships is more important than tech to some degree. You know, my tech has to be good enough, but...
Do they say quantity is a quality of its own?
Yeah, I think it was Stalin that
That's
said that
what they say.
quantity had a quality all of its own. Alright, so you, Mr. Torpedo Boat... I'm just gonna fire everything at you. Well, there we go. We accidentally hit the torpedo boat because he was humping the cruiser too hard. I know, it's just such a tragedy.
Wow.
One of the things that's sort of annoying is that I can't ever get my army to go move into the ungoverned territory of conquered or defeated nations. I just never want to do that. I just can't get the army to ever do fucking anything.
Yeah, they get twice your budget and do one
And
hundredth
do and
of
do
your
and
work.
do yeah, do fuck all nothing. Do they always get twice your budget?
Now, I would just remember seeing at one point uh, somebody was, griping about how the army was literally getting twice the budget. I don't know what it is on an average.
Because I think the U.S. Navy gets a lot more money than the Army does. But we're a maritime power. I'm sure that the Russian Army gets way more money than the Russian Navy does. Probably same with China. Well, China's probably puppet everything into their Navy. Just cut along behind this guy and... Alright, there we go. Central Atlantic. What's going on in the Central Atlantic? Alright, so now we're going to go and conquer these assholes again. I was like one turn away from conquering them too when they surrendered. Or when it flipped. So frustrating. Alright, so that takes care of that. I think 60% is probably fine for that. Alright, so I need 60,000 tons for Belgium. I think that I want to make sure to nail Belgium. So I'm not going to wait for... I'm not going to wait for it to automatically happen. Even though I probably could. How are my transports doing? Good. We got those just about rebuilt. I think I probably have enough ships in China, so I am going to go for... Well, see, I'm building these two in Davao. China's going to be destroyed before these guys ever...
Yeah, you probably need about 160,000 tons total.
Yeah, so we're going to put these guys in Valencia. Well, I can wait a few more turns just to see before I make the decision where to put them.
Because southern China is 120. I think...
well, southern China's
Eastern
only
China is a bit more.
69,000, yeah.
Oh, okay, then it was central China that was the 120. And I think that's their biggest one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have you guys go... How beat up are you? You're... Wow, this guy's fucked up. Holy shit. Alright, you're gonna go there. Yeah, wow, 92% damage. At least he didn't
That's
lose...
the one that tangled with that torpedo boat.
Yeah, at least he didn't lose a lot of crew. That was insane. Alright. I do not want to fight a battleship. I mean, I could. I really don't, because that 11-inch gun's going to be really scary to hit if it hits me. How do I not escape? I'm faster than you. I mean, I might be able to take him, but I really don't want to. It is a battleship by itself. I just don't... This guy has a lot of armor.
7,000 tons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my battleships aren't much bigger. He's green. My guys are cadets. Yeah, we're gonna run.
God, that
Because these guys are
Britain
not...
really-
These guys are not made to tangle with battleships.
Britain truly is easy mode in this. Because
Yeah, because they start with
they're
bigger
starting
battleships.
battleships. Yeah, like 13,000 tons. They're starting battleship.
Yeah. Alright, well, at least I'm faster than him. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. How do we go faster now? Yeah, I think the goal is still to pick a fight with Britain. But... I don't have to be in a hurry on it. Once I get those Reconquistas ready and then refit, I think once I get Belgium taken care of, here we go. This will be a good fight.
Hi, Bob. I'm going to have to pop off here. I will catch up with you later.
No problem. I'll see you tonight. Thanks, JP.
You bet, man.
Alright, let's go take this guy out. So what are you up to today, Vorgath?
Work.
Are you at work already?
Yeah.
Alright on. You up for some Mech 5 tonight?
Maybe.
Man, we go to all the trouble of building that Griffin, and then you don't want to drive it.
Right. All right.
Where's the torpedo boat at? There's the light cruiser. There's the torpedo boat. He's low on fuel, which is nice. Please finish off the torpedo. Jesus Christ, I wish you guys would. Please keep shooting the main guns at the damn heavy cruiser, you moron. Alright, just nail this guy. We'll go back for the heavy cruiser in a little bit. I'm really happy with these patrol ships. Oh, I guess these are the battleships, but they're so small I mistaken them for cruisers. Your armor like on this thing? Not a lot. 4 inches of armor probably. Ow. I take an engine hit. That's super annoying. There we go, at least we got a penetration. Now you're in trouble. There we go. Alright, so. You're going to detach. You're going to go that way. And you're going to follow these guys. Actually, you're going to screen them. There we go. Have you avoid ships. Alright, so it's this way. Alright, let's go figure out where this heavy cruiser went to so we can sink him. It's one of the big problems with these early Spanish ships is their spotting towers. Their towers suck. I don't have spotting to save my life. Oh, you took an engine hit. Oh, you're screwed. Alright. This guy's gonna be in a lot of trouble now. We'll just sit back and relax and let the battle line of ships do their job. Now, he has torpedoes, though. Let's have you kind of go off this way and not get too close to the torpedoes, because I don't trust you. There we go, this'll work. Perfect. Okay, let's see here. This guy's gonna take a long time to build. There we go. We'll let them auto-add crew and get that together. Research is coming along. It'll take a while. Don't have any invasions this turn. Belgium is going nicely, so that's going to be alright. And then over here in Asia, this torpedo boat needs to go put you up here. Okay. Then we'll get Formosa and Pengu next turn. And yeah, we can do these. All right, that's a lot of ships. All right. Hey, Rod. Alright, what a mess. This is gonna be such a shit show, but there's not a lot of... I really don't want to deal with all of these guys. So we're just going to... We're just going to make him in a single battle line. And...
Morning.
just keep it simple. Because I don't want to worry too much about it. Alright, I see some gunfire. The torpedo boats up this way. Really want secondary guns firing at the torpedo boats. There we go. Don't care what the main guns do, as long as the secondaries fire at the torpedo boats. There we go. Alright. Now that that's dealt with, now let's go take care of these cruisers. Well, these guys are still untangling themselves. Because these guys in the back of the line aren't even able to shoot yet. Some of them are starting to shoot. Alright, so we're just going to try and envelop them, make a big circle around these light cruisers, and try and get them stuck. Hey, Shadow Wolf. Yeah, I've got about 30 minutes, so I won't be on too much longer. These guys are still organizing themselves. You know, this far into the battle, they're still trying to sort themselves out and get into a single battle line. It's so dumb. Alright, I want secondaries to fire at him so we can try and take out his torpedoes. First cruiser has no torpedoes. Got one left. Hasn't detonated the last one yet. He's gonna get sunk first before we... There we go. So, there we go. We finally got all our guys into the fight. Did we actually get experience for everybody? Yeah, everybody got a little bit of experience. That's something. Okay, you gotta run away some more. Thank you. Man, I don't trust auto-resolving this. Oh, there we go. Go farm this heavy cruiser. Needs to go about that direction. All right. I think in reality, naval invading countries would be a lot more difficult than this game makes it out to be. There we go, there's a nice hit. These guns are almost as big as mine. These little single barrel turrets. Yeah, it's just not a good ship. I will say, one thing that's nice about these assault ships is the back gun firing arc is fantastic. Huh. Alright, very nice. Alright. I got Peru. That's good. Start getting these guys stacked up there. We do a naval invasion again. I need to deal with some of this. What is going on here? Oh, because we got a lot of repairs going on, that's why. Alright, so you are going to suspend. And let's grab Formosa and Pengu at the same time. Eastern China is 138,000 tons, which I should have enough tonnage here. Not quite. Alright, so I'm gonna have to send some of these. So those guys are heading over very slowly. I got 50,000 tons of ships here. Which is really all I need in the Pacific to deal with stuff. I've got you taken care of. So I just have the one battleship there. these guys are passing through. Go down there. I have enough ships heading over there that I should be okay. And that's coming along nicely. There we go. Induced draft boilers 4 months. That's what I need. That's what I need. It's gonna be a while before I get the Mark IIIs. These are coming along all right. Let's go take him out. Hey, Turpits. Alright, let's go. And in 4 more months, we'll have the induced draft boilers, which will be a big deal. Then we can resume working on engines. Oh, that's a good hit. Yeah, we're just gonna come in behind him, I think, because his rear armor is not that great. And we'll come in behind him and around on the other side, I think. Yeah, because he's slow, so we're gonna be able to stalk our prey. Hey, Turpits, how you doing? Did you see those videos I uploaded of your ships?
No, not yet. I haven't. I just got on YouTube this morning, so.
Right on. Just so you know, about a quarter of the casualties I took in that campaign came from that second battle, that big battle, where all those light cruisers were getting torpedoed.
Where your cruisers were being
Right.
sacrificed.
Yeah, that was about a quarter of my losses from the entire campaign was in that one battle.
Wow.
I didn't realize that I hadn't lost hardly any ships at all. I was killing enemy crew at a rate of about 200 to 1, so it's pretty nuts.
And then you had the Super Bismarck, Super Tirpitz, and the Irene, which we call Super Scharnhorst,
Yeah,
just laying waste to the enemy heavy cruisers.
yeah. But yeah, for the Spanish campaign that I'm doing, since I'm doing a speed run, I'm mostly going to be relying on like hit and run invasion tactics, swarm tactics. I'm not going to build anything all that big, because it's just a matter of getting the ships ready quickly.
So, would you allow a destroyer that has about 8 months build time?
It depends if I need one or not. I don't know if I'm gonna, because the only thing I'm gonna be using destroyers or torpedo boats for is for taking out, just for economic warfare, just taking out enemy transports. Because it's going to be a lot of just invasion ships just dropping off troops and running away from pitched battles.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason I was asking, because I had a friend of mine build a torpedo destroyer.
Okay. Yeah,
That's the great Kitakami inspired.
Yeah, most of my, if I build destroyers, it's going to be mostly just to hunt down torpedo boats. But
Oh, it's more of a gunboat.
yeah,
Right,
but
destroyer.
realistically though, I'm not going to build a lot of. I'll probably do just light cruisers. I have these really sexy patrol boats, they're technically here. I'll show you.
Hold on, let me get on the screen and share on Discord.
Okay. So technically, it's a heavy cruiser. It's a little 4,000-ton heavy cruiser,
Dang.
and that's armed with 4 twin 6-inch guns.
4 twin 6-inch.
Yeah.
It could be quads for more firepower, but
Well, yeah, but not in 1897. But yeah, eventually these will be like quad 6 inches. But no, this just it's just all like little secondary guns and just small guns for just taking out enemy light ships. So this thing's going to get used essentially as a destroyer or a light cruiser.
yeah,
Only problem is
Also,
it's not
one-
fast like a light cruiser.
yeah. When we do decide to do Germany, I already came up with an evil idea
Okay.
for super battleship.
What is your
So,
obsession with super battleships?
They are very tanky and they can also spit a lot of firepower.
But for the money that it costs to build one, you can build 3 or 4 smaller battleships that have more overall firepower, I think.
Yeah. So, what I was thinking of for the super battleship when we do Germany,
Hmm.
as many quad 14 inches we can fit.
Well, probably the 13.9s are going to be, because you can get a higher tech level in the 13.9s. The quads lose a lot of accuracy, though. I mean, we'll see what we end up doing with Germany. Do I want money or do I
Yeah.
want to push the tech?
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna keep
What-
the money for
what-
now.
What's your tech at right now?
Well, I'm doing tech at 60%. That's good enough.
Oh, yeah,
Three
that's
more,
good enough.
Yeah, 3 more months on the induced boilers. That's not bad. I can't invade anything this turn. We need
I
to
still
get.
think it's funny. Japan built Kichikami.
Can I don't have enough to resume that. Well, I mean, it's a good ship. Yeah, I have to wait one more turn. The 8 months. Yeah, we'll make the decision in a little bit. Alright, let's go see what's going on. Yeah, so it's 1898. I took over America in 1894, 1895. And now we're hoping to try and get China done before 1900.
94. We took over the United States in 1894.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I blitzed them. I just fucking blitzed them. It was glorious. Well, remember, I'm trying to do a speed run. I'm trying to see how fast I can conquer the world with Spain.
Yeah.
Because that's supposed to be the hardest. There we go. Sink those transports. And, ooh, I do not want to fight that guy. Yeah, because my current torpedo boats that I'm using, it's got, like, a couple of deck guns and the torpedo launcher. They go 31 knots, so I can outrun anything. And they're just there to kill unarmored transports and run away.
Yeah, the destroyer that I had had one of my friends build. I think I sent you the design. I can't remember, but it was 5 quintuple torpedo launchers and a single 2-inch gun.
Yeah, because you're making that thing to go take out capital ships. Because a lot of it also, when you're designing ships, you have to decide what are you using the ships for. So, like, right. I tend to use my small ships for doing commerce raiding. You know, just taking out economic warfare. And one of the reasons I don't ever build really big ships is that if I've got 10-to-1 odds on a lone battleship, then I'll just take it out even with like light cruisers and stuff. And so I tend to pick off all the small ships, economically squish the enemy, and then just avoid the battleships until I have a decisive advantage. And so this saves me the trouble of having to build really big ships. Whereas you're trying to go for pitched battles where you can get a decisive victory. You've got a very Japanese strategy. You know, mass the fleet with big ships and just go for the big decisive victory. And I'm going for more of like an American Revolution strategy. You know, because in the Revolutionary War, our ships just kind of fucked with the British, but we never got into pitched battles unless we had a big decisive advantage because we didn't have the. You know, we never had quite the advantage on it.
And then you had the USS Constitution in the War of 1812.
Well, things were a little bit different then. I'm talking about during the Revolutionary War when we didn't. Now remember, even in the War of 1812, the Brits still had a decisive advantage. You know, most of our ships were not old Ironsides.
Yeah. But we built old Ironsides with double hull oak.
Yeah. Ooh, this guy is kind of beat up. It's just one heavy crew. I think we'll be okay. Trinidad is fucked up. He lost a bunch of crew. Ouch. Alright. And so, but you know, earlier, but even in the War of 1812, I think we still did a lot of hit and run and raiding. You know, we had the letters of marque. And because we avoided pitched battles with the Brits because the British, you know, still had a decisive advantage. Now, granted, they were also busy fucking with Napoleon, I think, at that point.
Yes, I think.
Alright, so they just have a single lone heavy cruiser, and this is one of those crappy ones. Yeah, the Chinese do not have good heavy cruisers.
Could you do something similar to how you did it with Chinese campaign where you captured battleships from you to refit?
Maybe, but I probably won't. And remember, I'm going for speed run. I want to see how fast I can beat the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of those capturing of ships, I had to delay a long time just to capture them. Where here I'm just going to go just pure murder. So I mean, if I happen to surrender a battle, if they happen to surrender a battleship, you know, uh, like with some of the nations that I'm not, if I end up at war with a bunch of countries all at once, and like the Brits, the French, and the Germans, I'm going to try and wipe out as early as I can because those are going to be the scariest ones.
Yeah.
But like if Italy, Austria-Hungary, Russia, or Japan end up in a fight with me, and they end up surrendering, and I happen to capture some of their ships, you know, then I'll probably refit them. But we'll just kind of see what, you know, we'll see what I'm going to do. This one, I'm just trying to see how fast I can burn through them. And I may not even bother refitting enemy ships. I may just use them as invasion. Ooh, that's a bigger fight than I maybe want to be in. That is a lot of torpedo boats that are going to do bad things to me.
Yeah.
So like with this,
you want to do a speedrun campaign
yeah.
for your heavier ship, like heavy cruisers and battleships and all that. I was thinking of going with like a Congo or Alaska style ship.
Well, I don't know what I'm gonna. I mean, because remember, I mean, if I do this right, I'm gonna. So in the China campaign, I think I was able to win the game by, was it 1938 or 1940?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So this one, I don't know if I can win by 1930. That'd be awesome if I can, but there's a lot of things I just won't have the tech to do. How do I want to fight this? You know, I might be able to actually... I've got the battleship advantage. These guys trained, seasoned, and these are green. I might... As long as I don't get butt raped by the torpedo boats, I might actually do really well. That's a lot of light cruisers, too. Alright, so we're gonna see if I can... I'm gonna see if I can skirmish this. And then I gotta get ready for... I don't know if I have enough time for this fight, actually. Because it's 9 o'clock and I gotta get ready for work. I probably should have saved the game and then just done this battle later. And I could just run away. Because I also don't have to sink these guys. I can just conquer all their territories. So what I'm going to try to do...
You know, one ship that would have been really funny to build for a Japanese campaign is a Super Nagato.
Is the Nagato the one that had... was that the cruiser that had all the turrets? The weird turret design on the back, or am I thinking something else?
You're thinking their heavy cruisers like Mogami, Takao, Miyoko. You're thinking of all those. No, Nagato is the one that had four twin 16.1-inch guns.
On a cruiser?
On a battleship.
Oh, okay.
Here, let me see if I can find a picture and send it to you.
Alright, so there's their battleship. And these guys are kind of shit. But they've got a lot of armor. And they've got a lot of bulkheads. So, and they've got big guns.
I mean, the picture I found is Nagato in her 44 refit. So how she looked late war.
Okay. I'll take a look at that here in just a minute.
Here, I'm gonna send it in the server.
Okay.
That's Nagato.
Alright, let me, oops. That's a, open link. That is a very small... I don't want to... Why? What the fuck happened, Discord? I want to open the link, and then I want you to come down here to this monitor. There we go, and... Right on. Yeah, that's a very standard-looking battleship.
Yeah, and the American equivalent of that would be the Colorado. That had 4 twin 16-inch.
Yeah. Now, the Japanese always had their twin turrets very close together, whereas the Germans would space them further apart, I think. Didn't they?
Mm,
You know, 'cause, I mean,
not
I'm talking about
really.
I'm talking about the two barrels. The two barrels are very close together in the center, whereas
Oh yeah, yeah. The Germans were more. Their barrels were more spread apart. I'm pretty sure.
they had the inside of their turrets a little more ergonomically designed.
Mother Nature is not happy. I look east and sunshine with scattered clouds. I look west, it looks like it's about to just absolutely rain hell. But yeah, Mother Nature is not happy.
Well, you know, weather's gonna do what weather's gonna do. Hopefully you built your house tough enough. I probably should have just run these guys away, because I'm gonna end up taking too much damage. Well, we'll see. Alright, let's please kill that torpedo boat. There we go. Go hit him a lot. Why are you...
You know what the USS Alaska is, right?
Well, the Alaska is essentially a battle cruiser. I mean, they call it a super cruiser, but it's basically, you know, had what, the 3 triple 12-inch guns or something, or it'd have...
Yeah, 3x3 12-inch.
Yeah. But it was
Then you had the Iowas that had the 3x3 16-inch Mark 50, 50 caliber Mark 7s.
I think that the... Ouch. There, please. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That was the Windows key and not the... not the Alt key. Alright.
So I started a fresh Japanese campaign on the game I'm playing, War on the Sea.
Right.
I did not realize how devastating Japanese and German combined air power is.
Well, I mean, air power in general is pretty devastating from a naval context. Although, in the Battleship New Jersey channel, they talk about how and this guy's getting his butt kicked at the end of the line. They talk about how the holy shit. They're talking about how a concentration of battleships, of American battleships with all of our air defense, you know, could have... Jesus, he's getting a lot of guys killed. Would have enough concentrated anti-air to take out pretty much any aircraft attacks. That they weren't able... The Japanese were never really all that successful at... These motherfuckers are just burning down my back ship.
The one Iowa alone, I had like 40 20mm Oerlikons and like 20 40mm Bofors.
Yeah.
The
I'm-
Orlicans being twin-barreled and the Bofors being quad-barreled.
Yeah. I am very nervous about
Want to hear the
how these guys
nickname
are
the
coming.
Bofors got?
The what?
Want to hear the nickname the 40mm Bofors got?
What was something piano, wasn't it? All right, we're gonna.
Well, the one I found out was
I am out of time.
they used to be called pom-pom guns.
Yeah. All right, so I am actually going to. It is 9:10. I've got to go. Actually, I've got to go pick up Chris here in about 5 minutes. So, yeah, this battle's kind of a shit show. I mean, it's not really a shit show, but it's not. It's definitely not. I should have just run away from this battle. So,
You want to see what the weather looks like right now?
yeah, but you have to make it quick because I've got to log off and
Okay.
get ready for work. So,
Hold on, let me figure out how to flip the camera.
all right. I'm not gonna broadcast here. It looks like
Okay.
kind of.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's all like hazy and stuff. But you're West Coast, like Northwest, so
Yeah. The PNW.
yeah. But it's always kind of like rainy, and I mean, when I was doing a job in Seattle once, and it was kind of crap weather the whole time, very sad weather. All right,
Yeah,
guys, I
I'm
have to.
gonna- Go ahead.
Yeah, I have to cut this short. Because I have to go pick up Chris now. We're about ready to go to the office, so I gotta go change. So guys, I will be on tonight. Turpitz, if you're gonna be around tonight, I'll be on tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna do ships or if I'm gonna do mechs. If my buddies are on, we'll probably end up doing mechs. Because Ultimate
Okay.
Animals is just the game that I play when I'm when I don't when I'm not hanging with the guys. So we'll see. But I'll be on
Yeah,
probably after work.
I really haven't gotten into the whole mech warrior stuff, so I just pop in, say hi, and skip.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's a lot of fun, and I mean, in a broad, I mean, there are tanks in BattleTech. You just end up blowing them up pretty quick because tanks don't like getting punched by 50-ton robots. But no, you should come check it out. All right, so I'll be on after work probably, unless I end up getting caught up helping friends. So I will see you guys probably. Well, I don't know. I'll be done tonight at about 7 o'clock, so it could be. Depends if I pass out after work or not. But yeah, Turpitz, if you're gonna be around, just message me on Discord, and I'll
Okay.
be 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. If we do mechs, that's usually about 9 o'clock at night, because that's when Cawthon is usually finishing up supper with his wife. So we'll see. But thanks, guys, for indulging me this morning. Thanks for hanging out, Turpitz. Sorry you
No
live
problem.
in a place with weird weather. I mean, we have
Hey.
weird weather in Oklahoma, but our weather's awesome and frightening. So,
Yeah, you got tornadoes. I don't.
yeah. All right, I'll catch everybody later. I got to go to work now. Bye-bye.
Bye.